Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. It's 5:30 on April 30th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Brinkley Hill.
And I'm David Alvarado. We first want to turn to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress with a look at what we can expect for our Wednesday. I know tomorrow is expected to be pretty warm.
Well, even today is expected to be pretty warm too. Tomorrow though is going to be the warmest day out of this week. But this morning, taking a look outside, a lot less clouds than compared to yesterday. It's a little bit chilly as well. 44 into Medford, 33 into Klamath Falls, along the coast, 50 in Gold Beach. For today, we're warming things up with plenty of sunshine. We'll see those temperatures make their way into the mid to upper 70s for us into the Rogue Valley, even areas over east side trying for the 70s today. We'll see most of those temperatures in the lower to mid 60s for us, but overall it will be rather nice for us. This morning, starting off with some pretty gusty conditions along the coast as well. That's where those breezes will mainly stay for us today. Into the afternoon, we'll see some light breezes pick up areas inland, but overall it is shaping up to be a very pleasant day around the region. Lots of sunshine, warmer temperatures, and even more so as we're moving into our Thursday, and that's going to be the warmest day out of the next few, trying for the 80s, upper 80s tomorrow in the Rogue Valley. So I'll have a little bit more details for you coming up in our next forecast.
A community's once peaceful recreation site has been continuously damaged and vandalized. I went to Curry County and spoke to some residents who experienced these issues. Many people who live in Brookings or just outside the city love to come to the Social Security bar and enjoy the scenery. But the problem is that people are coming out here and vandalizing the area and leaving trash.
It's a good place for the dog because there's no leash regulations. And I love the river.
Karen uses the bar on the north bank of the Chetco River almost every other day, but some days are better than others.
I'm 70 years old and I consider the gravel a good challenge, but not when it's like that, you know, when it's all torn up. It's very difficult to walk.
While there's a group of people who go to the Social Security bar for tranquil recreation, others are more destructive in their time on the bar.
They spin the donuts, and litter is also, I am always picking up litter when I come. I have a litter bag.
Karen says the litter has gotten better recently, but another Brookings resident says he's picked up 62 bags of trash last year.
It's the young teenagers that come out here and they argue with the locals, or it's the homeless who come out here and try to camp for one night.
The bar is owned by the state, leading to decades of confusion about who has jurisdiction over the area and who should clean and repair the grounds. But the residents will continue to enjoy the area and pick up where they can. From Curry County, I'm Brinkley Hill. I reached out to the Oregon Department of State Land, who owns the bar, to see if they are aware of the issues on the Social Security bar and the impacts that's having on the residents. Alyssa Rash with DSL said they are aware of the many complaints and are now planning a site visit to investigate the problems. In the meantime, Curry County is now working with the Oregon State Police and Brookings Police to find a patrol solution to keep residents safe.
A small plane accident in Lake County is now under investigation by the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board. A preliminary investigation found that a single-engine aircraft was about to land when it veered off the runway Monday afternoon. 2 occupants were in the aircraft and both were transported with minor injuries. The investigation has been turned over to the FAA and the NTSB. Today's the last day of California's studded tire window. So if you still have those studded tires on your car, you need to get them removed. The sheriff's office says they must be removed as postseason use can damage both roads and your vehicle's performance. Studded tires will not be allowed in California or Oregon until November 1st. And smoke may be visible in the Rogue Valley today as Oregon Department of Forestry conducts a 2-day prescribed burn. ODF says they are planning to complete 70 acres of fuel mitigation west of Butte Falls. This project is part of Butte Falls Community Forest Project, which aims to increase wildfire mitigation following the 2020 wildfires. Burns will begin in the morning and last into the afternoon on both days if weather smoke conditions permit. We're just a couple of days away from May, which is National Wildfire Awareness Month. It's a time to focus on fire prevention and preparedness. The city of Ashland kicking off its annual weed abatement program to help reduce wildfire risk. Starting in May, Ashland residents are urged to cut weeds, clear brush, and remove flammable plants like scotch broom and blackberry bushes. Under city code, all grass and weeds must be cut by June 1st, or you could face fines of up to $500 a day, plus abatement costs.
Conservation groups are preparing to build a wildlife crossing near Ashland. The Southern Oregon Land Conservancy have recently purchased a 142-acre parcel in the Bear Creek Gulch in order to strengthen ongoing efforts to create a connected network of wildlife habitats. The project is designed to offer a safe route for animals crossing a busy highway, reducing car crashes and preserving migratory patterns.
This becomes the on-ramp to that wildlife crossing. The animals need safe places to go before and after they cross over the highway, and this is part of that migratory path that's going to make it a healthier, safer place that's going to sustain this landscape and its living communities, as far as we're concerned, forever.
The purchase of land and funds for further stewardships came out to around $700,000. The new land acquisition will play a strategic role in a broader conservation initiative, the construction of the Mariposa Wildlife Crossing.
Doctors across Oregon are urging state lawmakers to support Senate Bill 539. The bill would limit surprise facility fees that many patients face after routine medical visits. The fees, often added by hospital-owned clinics, can inflate costs significantly, and sometimes more than the care itself, and leave patients with bills they didn't expect.
Patients skip care entirely because of costs. And one of the biggest drivers of health care costs is facility fees. There is no medical justification for these extra add-on charges.
Physicians say these fees disproportionately affect low-income families and contribute to a growing medical debt crisis. They argue the bill would increase transparency and predictability for Oregonians who seek care.
Senate Bill 539 also has some opposition from the Hospital Association of Oregon. The organization says the bill will destabilize Oregon's fragile healthcare system. It will reduce patients' access to care, and more than half of Oregon's hospitals are operating at a loss. Hospital Association of Oregon says eliminating facility fees would create greater financial strain, leading to service reduction.
A 47-year-old man facing a long list of serious charges after a crime spree that spanned several cities in Jackson County. Police say Alfred William Mabrier stole a car Monday afternoon in Medford, and from there he led officers on a dangerous pursuit, hitting multiple vehicles as he drove through Phoenix, Talon, and eventually crashing in Ashland.
Police say Mabrier tried to run from the scene on foot, but was quickly taken into custody by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office and Ashland Police. He now faces 17 charges from multiple agencies, including assaults in the 2nd and 4th degree, unlawful use of a weapon, robbery, reckless driving, and other charges.
Mabrier was scheduled to appear in court yesterday, but reportedly refused to show up, so that appearance has now been rescheduled for today. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you updates as we learn more, but for the latest, you can head to our website. The city of Brookings has announced its new plan to renovate Bud Cross Park. That new playground will have new features like a slide, swings, and an ADA accessible sidewalk. The park will also have a designated picnic area. Brookings City Mayor Isaac Hodges shared his thoughts for the proposed project, stating this project is exactly the kind of investment our community needs. The proposed project is currently under consideration for funding through a grant from the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department.
Looking ahead to next week, the Children's Museum of Southern Oregon has announced Buckets for Breakthrough, a community event to raise money for Williams Duchenne muscular dystrophy treatment.
Now, that event is continuing support from last weekend's We Row for William team, completing a 157-mile nonstop trip across the Rogue River in just just over 31 hours. Buckets for Breakthrough will feature live music, food, and of course a water bucket challenge for volunteers to participate in. Admission is just $10 per person or $40 per family, and all proceeds are going directly to support Williams' treatment.
And the event will take place from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at the Children's Museum of Southern Oregon Pavilion, an outdoor adventure space in downtown Medford. As of this morning, We Row for William has raised over $550,000. And if you buy one of those buckets, I'll be there so you could dump one of them on my head.
I know Sarah is definitely excited about that, but this morning